Ngezenzo zethu nathi siwumphakathi ukuthi wamuntu we enable them to be corrupt. So it starts with us. And ngengizwa abanye bathi kodwa so wenze njani ngoba imali siyayidinga. Uyayidinga imali ye corruption? Ngoba lo muntu uzoqhubeka acinezele wena ebekunikeze leyo mali ngamandla wakho omnikeze wona. So let us be very peculiar on how we exercise our rights. Parents of schools are the ones who elect SGBs. It is communities who elect their councillors. Let's take those processes seriously. Even namanje njengoba siyekhethweni njengoba uIEC eseshilo asicabangisise ukuthi sivota kanjani ngoba ivoti lakho ngempela izwi lakho ngoba ivoti lakho that is going to determine ukuthi uphatheka kanjani lelizwe liphatheka kanjani nezingane zethu esinazo bazokwazi yini ukukhulela kulelizwe babe uthonga kusasa. Angithi kuqala lapho. Corruption starts with us. So uma umuntu uhleli kumele ucabangisise ukuthi what is my contribution ukuthi lelizwe linjani namhlanje. Akunahulumeni ovela wasiqalela corruption qala la kuthi kuma organizations eni participate kuwo whether civil society whether politically and so forth sesidlangwe imali. Asisakhetha ukuthi sikhetha bani umuntu oziphethe kanjani umuntu onjani umuntu obaziyo abantu ozokwazi ukusiza abantu. Iyaphela imali unikezwe 2000 rand iyaphela 2000 rand uthengani namhlanje ngawo that is sustainable when uthengisa ngelungelo lakho nabantwana bakho go 2000 rand uthengisa ngelizwe go 2000 rand. So that is where it starts to build a community. That's where it starts. Asibe nabazali abaqotho namhlanje abantwana baphatha izibhamu ezikoleni. Uphume kanjani kubo umzali? You blame teachers. Isimilo siqala ekhaya. Kodwa siqala ngane ekhaya siqala ngokuthi wena umzali uziphethe kanjani. Awuziba umzali ophuma bhekele u-expect ukuthi ingane izophuma ibhekele. U-expect ukuthi ilizwe ngakusasa lizobheka le. Kodwa wena uhambela ngapha. Le ndlela oyihambayo you must know ukuthi that is the path that you are crafting for your children, that you are crafting for your community ngoba kubonelwa kuni. We need to lead by example. Those who fought for this country babengena lutho. Abanye baze babulawa bengena lutho. Greed esinayo. Let's deal with greed. Ngoba it is greed that is going to take this country down. It is not greed of political parties alone, it is greed of us as community members because we are the ones who give them the power. Benza lento esibanike yona. Angithi there's no different phenomenon from what they do when they are amongst you as families and communities from what they do when they are in government. So asingethuki-ke masebenza lezinto ebebenza nathi la masebenza kuhulumeni. Let's fix our communities, let's fix our families. Let's make sure that we show our children the right way to do things. Ngoba ngakusasa kuzobe kuyibi ngokheli bazothatha ilizwe lenjani balikhokhele kanjani. Kungendlela thina esibakhulisa ngayo. Even emsebenzini, you know, when you look at young people, you look at staff emsebenzini, they behave the way they behave at home. If you don't teach them to be diligent at home, they are not going to be diligent at work. If you don't teach them to be respectful at home, they won't be respectful at work. They are going to treat elderly customers and any other customer the way you allow them to treat you and behave at home. So they don't just all of a sudden become public officials abangenandaba. It's because we've allowed them ukuthi it's okay ungabi nandaba even at home. So let's be careful on how we conduct those things. Let's not perpetuate corruption, but also colleagues as officials. Let's also not make corruption to be easy. You know, I've got an incident of a young man who's been arrested for speeding. Now he relates to his mother his experience. 21 years old. And he says, bribery and corruption in this country is easy. Those who paid bribes interacting with the police, their lawyers, and everyone here have gone out. I am standing here, but you know what? I'd rather die than to be corrupt. Because if I started now, it's gonna go on. Now this is a 21-year-old who is in the criminal justice system now because of speeding. But we are actually perpetuating corruption. And what are we teaching these children? That corruption makes life easy. And that is how it's going to be. So we need to conduct ourselves in such a manner that it becomes difficult for somebody to be corrupt. In fact, life must be easy for those who are honest and have got integrity. But unfortunately, that's not the type of system that we portray. We portray a system that if you are able to pay yourself out, life goes on. And for those who can't, life it becomes tough. And we even make it tougher because we want them to pay. And we frustrate them because they don't want to pay. So we need to change our character as a society. And trust me, the public protector or anybody else is not going to help you with that. The root causes of the problems that we have as a nation is our characters as individuals. Is who we are, ubutika, kiborona. That needs to change. It needs to change who we are as a society to build this country that those who came before us fought so hard for. In fact, officials must be afraid to ask for a bribe because they must know the moment they ask for a bribe, they are going to be exposed. And you will refuse to pay a bribe. We need to build a society that refuses to be corrupt and to corrupt others. A person can't be corrupt alone. The more complaints we actually want now is of community members coming to report officials who want bribes. And say, I am an example where they requested a bribe and I've refused and I'm reporting them. Let's be an assertive community that stands up for itself. Money can't talk, so don't let money speak for you. Your voice must speak for you. That is why it is also important, and I want to reiterate what the IEC has said. Let's register to vote, let's vote. Let's spread the word of the importance of voting. We are well aware that particularly as the majority of black people in our country, we were denied this right for many, many, many years. So probably we are still not used to it. And probably there's not enough education to conscientize us of the importance of our vote. But we need to vote, and that's the only way we will change things. That is the only way we make things better. But also, don't vote because you've been persuaded or you've been bought. Vote for leaders you know are able, first and foremost, to lead their own families. Secondly, able to lead in communities, and they are leaders of integrity. That is what this country wants. And that is how we are going to change things. We can have the public protector all over, we'll be doing the work, but we'll be getting more and more cases if you as a community are not assisting us. I echo the words of the provincial manager. We will be having an outreach in Gauteng, Pumeza, right? So what I suggest is that we actually do it here in the Far East Rand. We get a place and we work with the community leaders here already. They are already mobilized, they've come out. They then go out and mobilize their communities, and we work with the stakeholders. But by the time we do that, we must have engaged the city of Ekurhuleni so that we do this in conjunction with them, and they are able to hear what the communities are crying about and try and resolve those situations. Ngiyabonga kakhulu, ngibonga isikhathi senu, ngibonga imbeko yenu, ngibonga nokuziphatha kwenu nisilalele ukuthi sothini namhlanje. But please access ama-stalls akhona la ngaphandle kwenzela ukuthi nikwazi ukuthi niphathele i-community yenu ulwazi. Ayikho into efana njengolwazi, angeke uyithole anywhere unless you access it, so that you are able to empower your communities. Earlier on, the provincial manager for justice wanted the court manager to greet and be seen by the community members, but you were out at the time. But if you can just stand and let them see you. Siyabonga kakhulu. Uvusike will speak to the other logistical arrangements. Kodwa ngibonge kakhulu ngokusamkela kwenu kwindawo yaseKuruleni.
Thank you so much, Pipi. Please allow me to call upon Advocate Ngabinde, the Chief Operations Officer, to wrap up and give us a vote of thanks for today. Advocate Ngabinde.